Hello Internet, welcome back to our Magiclysm playthrough. Last episode we looted some of this town, we constructed ourselves some steel arm guards and steel leg guards, and we slept, and that was basically the extent of that video. We also heard some landmines exploding, which woke us up partway through the night, unfortunately, so we're not going to be able to sleep again until we start to get tired. Landmines detonating are from this house here. You can see that they have been moving around. Previously, what is this? Chicken noodle soup would be nice, but we're not going in there. Previously, they were over here, and they've revived, moved over here, and exploded, which is probably not good for them. I don't know. You know, I never fish in this game. There are clearly fish here. Can we just murder this fish because he has nowhere to go? Let's get the machete out. I mean, it's a fish, right? We killed the fish. Butcher? Rainbow trout, quick butcher? I mean, that was easy. No, I just want one fillet of fish. And, okay. I mean, it wasn't very much. Where are the other fish? If we can keep them in that area, we can... oh, you slippery bugger. We're going to stay here so he doesn't try to move past us. You stop moving. I just want to eat you. There we go. Butcher the rainbow trout. Once again, I assume one fillet of fish. Okay, I mean, it's not nothing. The calorie count is pretty low. You would think you'd get more meat than that off of the fish, but that's okay. I mean, it's free food. I haven't fished in this game in, well, I mean, just ages and ages. Oh my god. And we're running out of stamina from fighting. Let's, okay. What are you? Are you a rainbow trout? You're a whitefish. Okay. I mean, I'm going to turn you into hush puppies. Anybody like hush puppies? I used to love hush puppies when I was a kid, but we don't fish anymore. So it's like, we never have them. I'm sure some restaurants would sell them, like some fast food fish place would sell. Like you go to what's that lady, Louisiana Cooking, what's her restaurant called? My brain says Papa John's, but that's obviously wrong. It starts with a P. I'm trying to think, but it's like a fish place, you know, and I'm sure they probably sell hush puppies. It's just dough and fish, basically, like little bits of fish. But man, when I was a kid, okay, I see some of you. Swimmer zombie. Smoker is a real pain in the butt. Why don't we go to our SIG since we're advancing into town? We're not seeing electric cars. That's the main reason I came up here during the daylight, was to try and spot some electric cars that would have solar panels, but we're not seeing any, unfortunately. I'm not really worried about the horde. Mostly I'm worried about this smoker being a pain in the butt. So hopefully we get a good shot on him. But every time he disappears, it seems like our aim goes down. And now we're just getting... like we're just grazing him. See, he disappeared, and yeah, we're not doing super well at targeting the smoker. It looks like we got him, which is really good, because that will save me a bunch of hassle. Yeah, I used to love hush puppies. We used to eat them all the time when we were young and really poor. They would fish a lot. My stepfather would fish. I was never a big fan of fishing, just because, one, baiting the hook is murdering a worm, which I really didn't like when I was a kid. And then two, when you fish, like the actual act of fishing was kind of fun. You know, like I think my grandparents had picked us up like a kid reel. It was really small, and it was like a, you know, learn to fish kind of thing. And it was fine. It was, you know, appropriate for a kid my size and all that. But like putting the worm on the hook seemed really cruel to me when I was a kid. And then once you've secured the fish, you have to pull the hook out of its mouth, and like that's also kind of cruel. Like I remember my stepdad would just grab the hook and rip it free from this fish's mouth, and I can still remember the sound it made, and like that freaked me out when I was a kid. And I don't even mean like, oh, I was 5, you know, and had a bad reaction. No, I was like, you know, 9, 10, and it still was like a really horrifying experience for me. So I did not like fishing, plus lakes and ponds and stuff. We always would go to local ponds where you're not supposed to fish anyway, but that's the only place we knew. So like my stepdad would take us to ponds and stuff, and they smell terrible. It smells like dead animals, you know, ponds with their algae and their various dead fish and all that stuff. It's freaking gross, and I hated being there. The actual act of casting the rod I liked doing, but that did not outweigh all the other negative stuff. So like, I am not a fan of fishing. I know some people love to fish. It just seems cruel to me, you know? And then I remember them being like, well, fish don't feel pain. And like, of course they do. They're living animals. Maybe they can't comprehend on a human level that pain is bad and it's the death of tissue and whatnot. But of course they feel it. Why wouldn't they feel it? They're animals, you know? So it just seemed cruel to me. Like, and I'm not even like a big animal rights kind of guy. I'm not like a PETA type dude. You know, I mean, I don't be cruel to animals, of course. But like, you know, I'm not like up in arms about, oh, you shouldn't eat meat and blah, 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 etc. It's just, are these seriously 3 survivor houses in this town? What if, oh, God, it's so irritating. Because we're not going in there. Why would we go in it? It's just frustrating. It's just frustrating. The amount of houses that we've been encountering since, many changes a long time ago made houses much more frequent. That was a real hassle. And then, you know, some of the ridiculous things that happen with map gen, I would like to see. It's one of those things it's hard to complain about because I have no expertise in the area at all, and it doesn't feel right to talk about it. But, like, I feel like towns should be, in some ways, pre-generated. Like, you should assign, like, okay, instead of just completely random, we're going to make it so that, okay, we're going to pre-generate towns based on, like, let's say we went with zones, right? We went, okay, every town is going to have residential. So we're going to mark, say, 8 locations that are going to spawn a residential building, a house of some sort. Then we're going to spawn some commercial buildings. And then we're going to make a list of all the commercial buildings that would fit in this tile, and we're going to make them pop up in this location. And then we're going to go, okay, you know what? If a town is a certain size, we're going to add an industrial area where we can see some factories and things like that. Like, I would much rather see that. But even just saying that out loud, I don't know if that's even a good way to do things. I don't know if that's even fair to expect. But, like, when I see towns that are, like, literally, this town is all houses, 2 pools, which makes no sense because it's a small town. Why would they have 2 pools? 2 community gardens, which, again, not a big fan of. A freaking trail in the middle of the town, which makes no damn sense. And then a doctor's office is fine because, of course, most small towns have a doctor's office. I would just like to see a little less random and a little bit more sense, like more of a realistic approach to what towns would look like. So I don't know if that's fair to ask for that. I don't know if it's fair to say, you know, to complain about that. Obviously, it's a roguelike. There's a lot of random elements to this game. It just gets frustrating to roll through the same town over and over and over, and it's 90% houses and 10% ponds / trails / parks. Why? Where are you all coming from? I'm trying to pickaxe through a wall. I don't have time for you. Get out of here. Activate our pickaxe again. Oh my god. Where are you all? You're all tough zombies as well. Where are you coming from? Is there like a stadium nearby that I'm not familiar with? Let's take a peek around. Okay, there's a guy to our south, another tough zombie. Because, of course, I don't know where he's coming from. We'll kill him. I thought maybe they were reviving, but they're not. I don't know. Try pickaxing again. I don't think it saves any progress on pickaxing either, so this is just eating up a lot of our time. Zombie cop! Yes. Let's swing around back of the building and see if there's something back there that I'm missing. Maybe it's a prison or something. Like, not a prison, but like a cop or something. Like a police station where it's spawning cops and tough zombies. I don't really know why it would be. Looks like just a house. Maybe had a bunch of guys in it. There's some horde on the road. I I saw Krek somewhere, but I don't see it now. Maybe that's what's to the north here by itself. What is this blue build? What's this blue boy? It's just a house that's blue? Okay. Oh, there's a pool. Oh, it's a pool. Gotcha. Okay. Maybe that's where the enemies are coming from. I really don't know. We're just going to go back to trying to pickaxe. Oh, it's a brute. Hello, brute. Thankfully, you're not much of a concern to me because I have a nice gun. No, ignore. Ignore, please. There we go. 2 shots. You went down like a chump. You're not a brute at all. Some birdshot. Birdshot is basically useless as an ammunition. We would take that apart for black powder, probably. Let's try again to pickaxe through the wall. We're tired because we didn't really sleep last night. We probably heard thump. No, thump is not... Why weren't you thumping before? Why are you thumping all of a sudden? Interesting. Maybe it was dead. Maybe there are landmines in there. Maybe they came down through up here and now they're thumping. Maybe we couldn't hear them all the way up here because we have poor hearing and whatnot. And back off. More tough zombies. A lot of tough zombies today. We're going to put them down. Shouldn't be too concerning. We do need to reload at some point here. We'll wait for the critical to put him down in one shot. Probably should start picking up casings since we got the bullet puller and we're going to be moving towards probably reloading ammunition eventually. Roadmap is pretty damn good. I would prefer some of the other maps, but a roadmap is just fine. You hear glass shattering. You hear thump. Also riot armor. Although at this point we've moved beyond this being relevant. Where would there be glass? Oh, over here? Hello. Did you hit a vehicle or something on your way to me? I don't know what broke. Don't think we want any more batteries. I think we have all the light batteries we will ever need. Why don't we read? We'll activate the roadmap, which should reveal quite a lot of the land around us. It did lag because it's, checking on generation and things. Looks like a field up here, which is good. Lots of food in the fields in this game. Oh, if we continued heading north, it looks like we would hit a lot of nothing. There are some prime-looking lab/military locations up here. What is this brown thing over here? What is this? Dirt road. Okay, probably some farms out that way. Yeah, looking a little scrawny here. Not seeing any particularly large town areas. I guess up here is where we would want to head. Why would it mark a school on your roadmap? That seems peculiar. Animal shelter? Why do I see this stuff but I don't see any of the other towns? And it looks like there are manholes here, so there's probably a subway system / sewer system. Police station would also be worth looking into. Yeah, I think we're going to head up that way. We will check. This is just going to be a farmhouse of some sort, but it could have animals, which would be a good source of meat, and it could have wheat in the fields, so we will definitely check that out in the near future. How are we looking for enemies? There is an enemy. What are you doing? You caged, huh? It's going to put you down so you don't have to live your life in a cage. And we're going to come in here. I don't think there are landmines in the garages, but I'm just waiting for that to not be true and us to die. So what else we got? Lever shotgun, Mossberg 500. I mean, I think we're good on guns. Hacksaw, hand press we definitely want. Compact suppressor might have some value. Smokeless overbore rifle. Plastic bottle. What would be in there? Casings, maybe? Hand press, we will definitely take. We definitely need that for reloading ammunition. We'll take 7.62 casings and a compact suppressor. Oh, it's for pistols, it says. Overbore rifle powder. Okay. I didn't know there were different powders. I thought it was just black powder and that was it. Or gunpowder, I mean, and black powder. Interesting. We do need the... Where's it at? We do need the hand press in order to press our own ammunition. I don't know what all we need for that. I think isn't it just the hand press and the bullet puller is really all we need? And then we need the raw materials, of course. We need copper and lead and gunpowder and things. But we'll get that from taking apart other ammunition. Why don't we check the clear house before we go pickaxing through? In fact, we should head back to base at some point. What is this? Taped window. Interesting. Let's pull out our crowbar, smash this boy down, and we'll go to the machete, I guess, because we're in a confined space. Since there's not a lot of daylight in here, why don't we throw on our amp goggles, which were on this whole time? Could have swore we turned those off. You look like a caseless... Oh, you are a caseless rifle. What are you doing in here? Also, what is that little question mark up by my... If you look in the upper right, there's a tiny, you may not be able to see it, a tiny little square with a question mark in it. I don't know what that's about. But it is the 8x40 assault rifle. Really interesting that that's just in somebody's house. I don't think I've seen this house before either. Interesting. Hopefully there are no explosives in here. That would be unfortunate. Literally empty kitchen. Very, very irritating. At least it had a caseless rifle in it, so that's pretty valuable. I mean, obviously not for us because we've cleared labs and things. But if you were just a survivor on day one, this would be pretty freaking fantastic. Everything else in here, though, really sucks. No loot at all. Getting tired of the buildings not having any loot at all. Getting very, very irritating. We'll take off the amp goggles. And I guess we'll pickaxe. We should head back and eat and drink and stuff. And get a nap in us. And we'll come back up then. Grab the long string. Always pays to grab the long string while you're just wandering through. Unfortunately, we're going to want to pull way far away from this building so the landmines don't continuously wake us up. So we will back up a fair way, although you can hear them pretty far away, so I don't know. Let's check. Let's drop all of this. We'll keep the Stanag mag, and we'll drop the assault rifle. Then we will go, I think this is ammunition. Reload with NATO. Reload with NATO. Should have reloaded both of our magazines. Great. And then we will check and see what we need to make handmade. Let's make 9. I don't know what to look for. Reloaded. Okay. We need chemistry station. We need a hand press. We need casings, primers, lead, gunpowder, and copper. It sucks because there's very few sources of lead in the game. And there's very few sources of copper in a game. So that's not great. I thought you could reload them with not copper and lead. I thought you could make like bullets out of silver. Like I thought it was lead, silver, or whatever. But apparently not. I really thought you could replace the lead with a different... Maybe that was a mod that I was playing with. Really unfortunate. We will get lead from, taking apart other ammunitions. Like we could take apart all this 5.56 and get just tons of stuff that we could make, shot shells or whatever that we wanted. But the 5.56 is working for us. I don't see any reason to take those apart at the moment. So why don't we eat something? Let's cook some sweetbread. We'll make 3 of them. Hot plate. Yeah, I didn't like fishing when I was a kid. I didn't like doing a lot of those type things. Outdoorsy type stuff was never my cup of tea. It just never appealed to me. I had a friend who would like camp out in his yard all the time, and he would invite me over to do that. But like that basically was just us sleeping in a tent in his yard and playing Pokemon on our Game Boys all night. So it wasn't like proper camping. I hate being out in the woods. I don't mind hiking, it's nice to walk through nature sometimes and kind of just be out there and experience, what the world looks like and all that. But the actual act of wandering around is very different from fishing or, camping in a tent and mosquitoes and stuff like that. It's just not for me. It's just not who I am. It's not what I like to do. Okay, sated, slaked. Let's close up our vehicle and we'll back up. Let's turn this thing around. Why don't we turn it all the way around? Should be fine. And we'll drive back down. I mean, we're still going to be able to hear it. Let's drive way down here just to, again, prevent us from waking up from the explosives. I don't see any reason why it would be dangerous for us to be here. I think here is just fine. We're pretty dang far away, and we should be able to sleep. I put earplugs in, but if something wanders up and starts attacking the vehicle, we really want to wake up from that. Sleep, yes. I wasn't into that when I was a kid. You know, when I was like, I would say when I was under 10, I was game for most things. Like, I was up for most stuff. I wouldn't have fun doing it, but I would do it anyway because I didn't have a lot of choice, right? At that point, it was my stepdad being a dick, and it was basically whatever he wanted to do, we had to do. Like, I remember they would drive to the pond, and they would tell us to get out and spend time at the pond, and it would just be me and my brother or whoever. And like, basically, so I don't know how okay it is to say this on YouTube, but basically my mom and stepdad would have sex in their car, and us, because they didn't have like their own place to live, they couldn't really, you know, have that. They were living with his family or with her family, and it was always like tons of people in the same house. And so they would basically drive to a local pond or whatever, park the car, tell us kids to go wander around in the trees or at the pond or whatever for hours while they just did whatever they wanted in the car. And that was miserable, and it really made me hate those moments, you know. But at the end of the day, I didn't have a choice in that because I was a kid and they were the adults. So I did a lot of stuff when I was under 10, like that, being out and about. But like, I never had fun doing it, and it was never something I don't miss that. I don't ever have a moment where I'm like, man, it'd be fun to go stand outside for an hour and a half and, you know, just do whatever. It's just not for me, really. So we're gonna drive back up here, so we're closer to town, and we're gonna well, I guess we'll eat something. Man, I really eat. The weight of the electric SUV damages several items. Let's hop out of this thing. What did we damage? Probably just stuff on the zombie corpses, I imagine. I don't see anything else we would have run over, but also I don't see why this would have been run over because it's not in line with the car. Maybe there was something here and we destroyed it, or maybe we're currently parked on top of it. Why don't we move up a little bit more? Stop driving. Hop out. I mean, there's nothing here. I don't know what we would have walked on. We'll put on the goggles again. We will take a peek and see how these zombies are doing in this building. Maybe they... Okay, it looks like they destroyed the shotgun trap. They're making their way around, but they're not actually really doing anything. It's so weird that the landmines don't destroy any of the furniture or whatever. We're going to head back up to that other survivor house, and we're going to take a look in there. Maybe we'll find lead or gunpowder or something. We definitely want to clear it out, basically, because there's going to be reloaded ammunition stuff in there. If not ammunition all on its own. So definitely going to head in here. Yeah, I hated that crap when I was a kid. Oh, we also have a mining menu now. It says how close we are to completion. Yeah, I saw that they were doing that for most actions that take a long time. They're setting them up so they display at the top of the screen. Really like that. Think it's a great change. Really happy to see that. Brass catcher, we're never going to use it. It catches our ejected casings, but I think it has a negative effect on your aiming and stuff. Oh, my neighbor is shouting at someone. Okay. Lots of reloaded ammunition type stuff in here. Very, very good. Do we need a backup hand press? I mean, I guess we'll take one. I don't know if we would need two ever, but take it. Barbed wire, screwdriver, no. Funnel, no. Radio, no. Double barrel pipe shotgun, also no. But we did get a lot of reloaded ammunition stuff, which is really good. I think primers are going to be the main thing that we would run short on. Let's say we were reloading 5.56 because that's what we have. So we start taking apart like 22s and birdshot and stuff. The problem is 22s aren't going to give us the rifle primer we need to make the 5.56, and shot shells aren't going to have they're going to be different primers, and so we're not, even if we get a ton of lead and gunpowder, we're going to need primers, is my point. So yeah, of course we're very far away from really needing to do that. We have so many bullets for our 5.56 gun. And then anytime that we would be running short, we would just go clear a lab, and we'd end up with another 3,000 to 6,000 bullets, so I don't think that that's a huge concern. Why don't we try the brass catcher? Did we drop everything in the cargo space? We did. Does it have any negative effect? 1 hour, hangs off your gun, catches ejected casings so you don't have to pick them up. What, let's look at our SIG. We'll just look at, wow, our aim speed is super slow. Why is our aim speed so slow? What do we have on this? Suppressor, folding stock. The folding stock probably increases aim speed. Maybe, do we have to deploy the folded stock? No. Okay. What could we do right now to lower? Can we make a sight? If we can make a sight, how do we do this? Let's go to weapon and we'll go over to mods. Scope 5. No, bow stuff. I don't want bow stuff. Solvent trap suppressor from an automotive filter. Interesting. I think suppressors would improve the aim speed, but they would lower the damage, which I really don't want. We would like a sight. Telescopic, what's a pistol sight? We need a plastic mold. It can't be that hard. Presumably we can make a plastic mold. I've never seen such an item. It surely is craftable. We could make sights. I mean, I guess sights would be the thing that would improve our aim speed. Can we make a mold? Mold. Plastic mold. We can. Let's just make this. Cannot see to craft. Yes, that is true. You do need to see to craft. Let's close this baby up before we start turning on all the lights and things. And let's turn off our amp. That's the wrong button. Turn off our amp goggle. Oh, why do I still have a butcher's knife? We don't need that anymore. Take off the butcher knife. And we'll drop that back here. We don't need to carry that anymore. It doesn't take up any space. I probably kept it like, oh, if we need a backup weapon, it's there for an emergency. But the odds of that really happening are slim to none. So we have a plastic. No, we need to make the plastic mold. That is not the crafting menu. Mold. Plastic mold. Hot plate, sure. In progress. Great. It's a new tool, basically. We'll go ahead and drop that on, I have no idea where, so we'll just drop that back here and figure it will put it in the right place when we sort things out. Oh, it's on the workbench, of course. Drop the plastic. That's not it. I just assumed it wasn't a tool. I assumed it was a random item. So now we should be able to make a sight. Okay, so we can make a telescopic sight. These are pistols and crossbow only. It increases weight but improves accuracy. I don't want accuracy. I want it to be a faster aim time. Telescopic sight. Aim speed 1. Presumably that is good. We'll grab this. Sure, scrap metal works. Should have used tin cans because they're less valuable. We'll use the high quality lens. Apparently we can't use the welder for this. Just use the integrated tool set, and we use the hot plate. That requires a lot of random items. Let's grab the sight. Let's look at our SIG. 165 moves. Let's put the sight on it. Must be unloaded. Okay, unload the SIG. Activate the telescopic sight. I've already forgotten. What was the aim? Oh. Why is the aim different without... Okay, it's 101, whatever. Put the sight on it. Activate SIG. And it's 131. It's much slower. I don't understand. Remove the sight. Look at the gun. It's 101. Why? Why would a sight make it so much slower? Let's take off. You would think a sight would make it more of a reflexive type thing and you would be able to aim better. Maybe we don't want... Okay, well, whatever. We need to call the episode, so unfortunately I'm not going to address this right this second. We will look into that in the next episode and look to... I think if we improve the handling, it will lower the aim time. And I guess just because it's a telescopic sight, it's like looking down a scope, which would be obviously slower than, say, a red dot sight or something like that. would be much more of a reflexive aim, quick aim type situation. We'll think about this more in the next episode. For now, that's going to do it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And I, of course, will be back with more Cataclysm every single day of the week. And I'll see you in the next episode.